Hello, this video is titled Signs, Wonders, and Ponderings, the Appearance of the White Bison. Well, in this series of ponderings, particularly centered around the 2024 eclipse of April 8th, we've taken a look at the items that preceded that eclipse. The March 26th Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse, the Statue of Liberty lightning strike on April 3rd, the earthquake on April 5th, and then the April 8th eclipse itself. Now I want to take a look at some things that have happened post-eclipse. This is the white bison prophecy. An incredibly rare white bison calf has been photographed in Yellowstone National Park, exciting Native American tribes who view it as a religious sign heralding major change. It was spotted in the Lamar Valley area and is the first white bison to be born in the last wild herd in the U.S., according to modern records. The Lakota legend tells of a beautiful white bison woman who appeared and delivered the gifts of a sacred pipe and a bundle to the people. The woman told them she would return to restore harmony in a troubled world. White bisons are now seen as a sign that prayers are being heard and that change is coming. Tradition says the arrival of a white calf is seen as both a blessing and a warning. Something good or something bad will happen. We know that it's going to be great in the sense that it's going to be significant. I'm so overwhelmed. It's a miracle, the spiritual leader told BBC News. It makes my hair stand up just to even talk about it. Well, there are other examples of God using indigenous peoples on the continent of America and in the United States. Squanto as an example of a native peoples during the Pilgrim period. He was captured sometime around 1610 to 1614 and taken to Europe. He escaped to England, learns English, becomes a Christian, and returns to America with a sea captain sometime 1617 to 1619. His tribe had been wiped out by illness, but his life was spared by not being there. He settles with a neighboring tribe and in 1621 walks into the Pilgrim settlement. 50 years of peace and cooperation ensued after that. Another prophetic word from indigenous peoples during the time period of George Washington. George Washington was in the French and Indian War. He said this after a battle, "I've been protected beyond all human probability or expectation, for I had 4 bullets through my coat and 2 horses shot out under me, yet escaped unhurt, although death was leveling my companions on every side of me." George Washington had providential protection. An old seasoned Indian chief met George Washington decades later in that same woods. He relayed the story what he told his braves, "Quick, let your aim be certain," and he dies. "Our rifles were leveled, rifles which but for you knew not how to miss. 'Twas all in vain, a power mightier far than we shielded you. Seeing you are under the special guardianship of the Great Spirit, we immediately cease to fire at you." The Great Spirit protects this man and guides his destinies. He will become the chief of nations, and a people yet unborn will hail him as the founder of a mighty empire. Mind you that this battle the chief is referring to took place in 1755, over 20 years before the Revolutionary War began, and over 30 years before George Washington became President of the United States. Tradition says the arrival of a white calf is seen as both a blessing and a warning. The indigenous people's prophetic sign is indeed something for us to ponder as citizens of the United States. It is seen as both a blessing and a warning, and in light of everything else we've explored in this series, it indeed is something worth pondering. What is God saying? What is God doing? Are you dialed in? My name's Craig Seibert. Thanks for listening.